So can you just introduce yourself, your name, your year, what you're studying, and your hometown?
Hey, I'm Samantha Portis. I'm a second year. I'm studying child development with a minor in dance, and I'm originally from Wausau, Michigan.
So what are your living arrangements on campus right now?
I have a double on an honors floor.
Okay, awesome. Now, how did you get there?
I requested a room to move up here, and I went in blind, and I was placed in the room I'm in now.
All right, and what is your general experience with housing? Like, do you have a positive idea about it, negative? Tell me a little bit about your experience.
I've had a really positive experience with housing. Have been paired with two roommates that I get along with very well. When I decided I wanted to change my room last year, I changed it about 4 different times, and they were very accommodating, and they were just like, okay, sure, we can put you here, we can move you up there, and were willing to work with me until I was happy with where I was at.
Awesome. So what are you going to do next year, your junior year? What are your living arrangements going to be?
I plan on probably staying on an honors floor again. I am not entirely sure yet. I might apply to be an RA, but it's still up in the air.
Okay. So if you were an RA, what happens with that, your housing?
Then I hope to stay in West Circle because it's closest to everything, but then I'll have a single, which will be nice, and then obviously a few more things to do with it, but I'll be able to have my own space a little bit.
Absolutely. Now, possibilities there, you don't get the RA position. What would you do as an alternative?
I would stay on the floor I'm on now.
Okay.
Probably.
Gotcha. So this year Rock the Block was in October. How do you feel about that? I know last year you were here and it was much later in January. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I haven't actually done Rock the Block either year, but I feel like it's just way too early. I still have, especially last year, like housing sign-up started in October, and I was like, wow, I just moved in a month ago. I have no idea where I'm at right now. I have no idea where I'm going to want to be next year. And it was just like incredibly overwhelming. And still this year, it's like I have no idea. Still, it's very much up in the air as to what I want to do next year. So.
All right. Did you have any instance where people wanted to live with you, or you were kind of like on the fence, anything like that?
I was going to move in with a few girls from my floor, but I wasn't really interested in the hall they were moving to, so I like the community I'm in now, so I just figured I'll be able to stay there, and hopefully between now and next year I'll be able to find a roommate.
Absolutely. What else do I want to ask? In terms of off-campus, would you consider moving off-campus in your 4 years here?
No.
Not at all?
No. I would not feed myself. It's just a fact of life. I hate cooking, so I probably would never feed myself if I moved off campus. And I'm involved with so much that it's just so much easier to be on campus and be able to get everywhere faster.
Location is everything.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. In terms of ease, I know you said you enjoyed working with the housing department. In comparison to, say, like management companies that work off campus, do you think it's a big difference between the two, or do you think they're probably pretty similar in terms of handling like signing leases or contracts per se? Like, do you have any, just comment on that idea?
I feel like a housing office is probably a little bit more lenient because you're not, signing in blood essentially, like your lease that you're going to be held to. I can sign up for a room now and then be like, oh, yeah, I changed my mind and just change it.
Very true. Some students were upset that Rock the Block was sooner this year than it was last year because they felt pressure to sign up. And although the sign-up process, like you can still sign up in April, although that exists, your first choices are going to be long gone, after the fact. I know you said you've changed around a lot, like, how do you handle that?
Well, to some extent I was really lucky last year to actually get where I wanted to go, but I feel like it's hard to know where you want to be in a year, especially when it's still October. And no idea am I still going to be talking to the person that I plan on living with? Am I going to still want to be up here? Maybe my classes aren't going to be by here. Maybe they're going to be by somewhere else. So it's just really hard, and I guess you kind of have to weigh the pros with the cons, and if you think that you really are still going to want to be in this building or with this person or whatever, then take the chance, and then if it's not going to work out later, you can always change it, but if it's your first choice, you still have something to fall back on.
Absolutely. Well said. Rock the Block this year was in October, like I said, very near midterms. Now, did you have midterms
Yes.
around that time?
Yes.
Yeah?
The week after.
Okay. So, just tell me, did you feel any sort of extra stress in terms of housing is yelling at you, your midterms are yelling at you, that you're being pulled in lots of directions? Do you think that could affect your academic work?
A little bit. I know I was studying for one of my midterms during the time to Rock the Block, so if I had actually participated, that would have taken away a significant amount of my study time, and probably I would not have done as well on my exam or been even more stressed trying to cram. But I feel like, especially being it was homecoming weekend, I was already busy with so much else, with the parade and with the game and everything else going on. It was just really hard to throw one more thing on top of it. It's like, okay, I had a little bit of time this weekend and now I have none. And so it was just a lot of stress trying to figure out how I was going to find time to study and how I was going to find time to do everything else when I was already so busy.
Absolutely. All right, well, thank you very much, Sam.
Yep.